This is the close focusing distance of the 45 and then minimum focus on the 85. I get to test a lot of lenses on this YouTube channel and just like in my freelance career as well, just testing different lenses for different projects and using different lenses. And it's not every set of lenses that I put on my camera that I fall in love with, but these Laowas are definitely an exception to that. I fell in love with these lenses as soon as I saw the footage that I shot with these lenses. Now I've had these on loan from Laowa. I don't get to keep these lenses. I wish I did, that'd be cool. But I got them on loan from Laowa and been using these for a couple of weeks, just on a couple different projects, spec projects, and some mini doc stuff and whatnot. I've been using the 45mm, which is what I'm actually using to film this video right now on the Red Komodo X, and the 85mm, both in the silver flare. So this video, what I want to do is I just want to talk about my experience using these lenses. Hopefully just more so just show you a bunch of footage and you be the judge of these lenses through the footage. Now, speaking of which, the footage that you have seen already and that you will see throughout this video is all shot on the Red Komodo X. And in post, the only thing I did was just did a technical Rec 709 transform and just like exposure and white balance changes. That's all. Didn't do anything, no creative color grading or anything. Everything that you're seeing is just from the characteristics of the lenses in combination with the Red Komodo X sensor. So real quick about these lenses, they are 2x anamorphic lenses designed for super 35mm sensors, so a perfect pairing for the Red Komodo X or even the V Raptor in 6K or the V Raptor Super 35, Red Komodo, Alexa Mini, any of the Super 35mm cameras out there. The first thing that I thought when I pulled these out of the case was that they felt very similar in size and weight to the Atlas Orions, which are like twice the price of these lenses. They're really heavy lenses, but you've got a PL mount and you've got a lens support here. So between that, you're gonna have a pretty rock solid setup, and I highly recommend you using a lens support with these lenses, especially the 85mm lens, because it is a pretty chunky lens. But yeah, so you got PL mount, and then we're just kind of like work our way from the back to the front of the lens. You got this focus adjustment right here, so you can like screw in this little thing and actually adjust the back focus, which is amazing. It's so much quicker than like shimming the lens for your camera, which is amazing. It's so much quicker to do that. These lenses range from T2 to T22, which is a really nice range. And both the focus and the iris rings are very, I would describe as light and airy, but still very solid, and there's no creep or anything like that. This is the close focusing distance of the 45 and then minimum focus on the 85. I'll do like a focus rack so you can see that. The lens that I have, the 85 that I have, the focus ring is kind of sticky, and I think it's probably just because it's a sample unit and it's probably just been passed around all over the world, and they probably got it in and then packed it up and shipped it out. So that's probably why that looked kind of jittery. And then a focus rack on the 45mm. You can also see the flaring on this lens is pretty sweet. I absolutely love the flaring on these lenses. They are not at all like in your face with regards to like that, you know, horizontal anamorphic flare that you expect from anamorphic lenses. Now these are the silver flare, so you know they have an amber and blue flare. I'm not sure if the amber or blue flare any more aggressively, but the silver flare edition, like they are, I personally really like how they flare because it's really subtle. You can get them to flare under certain circumstances. You can definitely get them to flare, but they definitely are more subtle than like even the nanomorph lenses, which by the way, I mean, just look at the difference in size of the nanomorph versus the Proteus. Like, that's ridiculous. But the flaring on the Proteus lenses are like, it's like super subtle, and like it's just very soft roll off. It's like very creamy looking. I guess if I like describe these lenses in one word, it'd be like very creamy looking lenses. That's even like a word to describe lenses. But like I said, I have been using the silver flare edition. So you've got this like tungsten light back here to give you an idea. And then I have like this flashlight. And the cool thing about silver flare is that it kind of takes on the color characteristics of the light source. So this flashlight is definitely a lot cooler. You can see this flare, and that's definitely cooler than like the flare you get from that tungsten source there in the back. And the other thing is, like, from a backlit situation, like if I cover the lens, just get an idea of like how that looks when I cover up the flaring. So you definitely lose a little bit of contrast when it's backlit. At least that's kind of what I gathered, but I still think you retain enough sharpness for it to be a more than usable image. So that's what we have with the flaring. Now for background blur, the iconic oval bokeh that you expect from anamorphic lenses. In my opinion, I think it looks really good, but I'll just overlay footage and kind of let you be the judge of how it looks. Everyone has their own opinion on what they prefer with the background blur, so I'll just let you kind of be the judge of that based on the footage that I have here. These lenses do have a little bit of chromatic aberration. I've noticed purple fringing in some areas and circumstances. I've noticed some orange fringing oddly in some circumstances, like under tungsten light, and a little bit of green fringing as well, but nothing that's too aggressive. And personally, I don't find it super distracting. Another thing that some people notice is like pincushion distortion. It's definitely not super pronounced on these lenses, and like the Laowa, the nanomorph lenses that I've tested out, they definitely exhibit a significant amount of pincushion distortion, which also very easy to correct in post. It takes 3 seconds to change a slider, at least in DaVinci Resolve, to fix that. So the pincushion has never been like a concern of mine. I don't really care because it's super easy to fix. But on these Proteus lenses, it's very minimal and not really that noticeable. It's not noticeable like the nanomorphs. So in most scenarios, I don't even touch the distortion correction slider in DaVinci Resolve because I don't really think it's really that big of an issue. Overall, I'm super happy with these lenses. Anamorphic lenses are definitely not for every project, but if there is a project where I would like to use anamorphic lenses, most likely I'm going to go out and rent a set of the Proteus lenses because I just really like how they look. Now, should you go out and buy them? That's a tricky one because it's like in the territory of, in and of itself, $5,000 US, like that's a lot of money for a lens. But if you're looking to build out a set of anamorphic lenses, I think these are worth a serious look. And like if you are in a big rental market, I think these are also something worth checking out to add to your kit to just have as rental items. Because of the price point, they should be more affordable to rent than say like an Atlas Orion or a Mercury or something like that. So I'm never gonna tell you what to do with your money. Me personally, these are lenses that I would most certainly rent because it's not a set of lenses that I would use on every single project. For me personally, I think investing in a set of spherical lenses first, if you have a good set of spherical lenses, I think that's your safest bet, unless you're just like, you just know like you're always gonna shoot anamorphic and that's all you're gonna ever do, then yeah, go for it. Like these are good lenses, but it's tough to recommend spending that much money on a set of lenses unless you are in the market for a set of lenses with that budget. If you have the budget and you're out there in the market, I would give these a serious look, and I would also give the DZO Pavos that just came out or are coming out. I'd give those a look. I would love to compare these two lenses together just to get an idea, but I'm not that big to get lenses from DZO probably, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that comparison unless I like rent them, I guess. But yeah, otherwise I think these are fantastic lenses. I would highly recommend them if you are in the market, but I'm not gonna go tell you what to do with your money, because that is your money and you do with it what you will. But what I will suggest is go subscribe to the channel, and I would also like to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is me. So thank you, and thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.